Morning, Steve here in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, we have a lot of news to digest overnight in the grain markets. We've got beans, meal, oil lower, corn about unchanged, and wheat's a little bit higher. As far as the news goes, the good news is that the Trump administration announced someone for the ambassador to China, governor of Iowa, that is a friend of the Chinese, and softened a little bit of the concern about some kind of trade reforms with the Chinese. On the other side of the coin, they announced someone from Oklahoma to be in the head of the EPA. That's an oil state, and there is some concern that this particular person had sued the EPA during the Obama administration about some of the renewable fuel mandates. What people think, though, is that one of the things that could happen is that the EPA could limit imports tax credits to foreign biodiesel producers such as Argentina bringing oil in. It's unlikely that he would alter the current ethanol blend rates, but there is less certainty that the $1-gallon biodiesel blender's credit and advanced fuel mandate that was just raised before the holiday will be necessarily extended. We also saw CONAB, a private Brazilian crop estimator, estimated the Brazil soybean crop at a record 102.5 million tons. It's about 1 million tons above their November estimate and a little bit above the USDA estimate. Over in the wheat, we saw where India has decided to get rid of their import duty. That allows them maybe to boost their imports of wheat, which is offering support to the wheat. We also saw the cold temperatures across the U.S. maybe raising some concern about the winter wheat crop conditions, and it's going to be colder next week. Now, the rule of thumb is that really you can't hurt wheat until the growing point is above the ground. So we're really not concerned about that, but it might be helping wheat prices a little bit. We've got export sales today. We expect 1 million, maybe a little less tons of corn, 1 million or a little bit more tons of beans, maybe 300,000 to 500,000 tons of wheat. This is the time of year, especially in beans, when we start seeing a slowdown in export demand as buyers shift interest down the road to South America. In the world markets, Malaysian palm oil markets closed down, which is offering some weakness in soybean oil. Chinese meal markets were down, and corn was also down. So a little bit of weakness in the bean complex, a little bit of strength in the wheat complex. As far as the outside markets is concerned, the dollar is lower and crude's a little bit higher. So the appointees on the ag side has a mixed view. We'll be watching South American weather as we get into the more critical growing time. I was at a meeting last night, farmers in Wisconsin. The number one question they had is what is Trump going to do to the China and Mexico trade issues? They also have a lot of corn to sell. They want to know if corn will ever rally. And I kind of doubted if they have so much to sell. They're also going to plant more soybeans in 2017 than last year and looking to sell the cash soybeans on those additional acres now. They also want to know a lot about South America and their ability to logistically export more grain, and just kind of wondering down the road about the economy, Chinese demand, and if inflation is going to help prices for commodities. As always, these are my thoughts, not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.